Salve. Si tu vales, ego valeo. Nunc loquamur de rebus grammaticis, quae in hoc capitulo tractantur. Impero tibi ergo, ut animum attendas. Incipiamus. This video is really kind of an off-menu item. It's related to section number 2, Utilitatis Conjunctivi, subpoint number 1, Enuntiata Finalia. It's really, you remember, about Enuntiata Finalia were about purpose or expressing the end towards which a subordinate clause was aiming, or towards which the main verb was aiming. Well, we now are going to talk about all we've learned with respect to expressing purpose. You have actually learned 6 different ways to express the notion of purpose in Latin. This is huge. Congratulations. Take a moment and just let that sink in. We're going to take a moment to summarize those ways in this video. And in order to do so, we need to refresh on the meaning of a couple of very, very useful words. First of all, we need the verb ire. The verb ire means to go. And of course, if we want to say we go, we would say imus, imus. Now, there's a special form of imus. You'll notice maybe that this is also a subjunctive form. We haven't learned this yet, but it has a special name called the hortatory subjunctive, which I've always thought sounds a little bit funny. But it does the job of, in English, the phrase, let's blank. Let's go, let's eat, let's study, let's read. We've actually been using this all year when we say things like incipiamus, as you heard at the beginning of the video. The verb is incipere, but you see it has that little subjunctive vowel shift from incipere to incipiamus. Or legamus, let's read. Well, in this case, with the verb ire, it's eamus, let's go. There are a couple of other words that you need to know. First, the verb prandere. Prandere simply means to eat lunch. And the principal parts are prandere, that's the present infinitive, prandi, the perfect infinitive, and pransum, the supinum. The noun form of prandere is prandium, lunch. Now we've got all of the parts we need. Let's check out all the different ways we have to describe purpose. So all of these are going to be some variation on let's go blank. So the first one, eamus pransum. You'll recognize pransum as the accusativus of the supine, accusativus supini. Eamus pransum communicates the idea, let's go for the purpose of eating lunch. The next one, eamus ad prandium. This is simply the noun prandium with the preposition ad, to or towards. So if we say ad prandium, we're basically saying let's go to lunch. The next one, ad prandendum, you'll recognize as the accusativus of the gerund. And so that's expressing the idea of let's go for the purpose of having lunch. In the next example, eamus in triclinium prandendi causa. That's, of course, the genitivus gerundii cum causa. Let's go into the triclinium by means of the cause of eating lunch. It's a little bit awkward, that rendering, but it gives you some idea of how this might be expressed directly into English. Our next example, let's go into the triclinium with the intention of eating lunch. This is the participium futuri, with the intention of eating lunch, ready to eat lunch, or simply to eat lunch. And then finally, eamus in triclinium ut prandeamus ut cum conjunctivo. You recognize that, I think, didn't you? It's an enuntiatum finale. So, in triclinium ut prandeamus, that we might eat lunch. Ergo, habemus pransum ad prandium ad pradendum in triclinium pradendi causa, in triclinium pransuri, in triclinium ut prandeamus. Excellent. This is a fantastic accomplishment and captures most of the ways that we have of expressing purpose in Latin. Great job. Tempus est finem facere loquendi et docendi. Gratias vobis ago, gratias maximas. Valete.